But,
Yeah.
So I'm always excited to talk, man. So thank you.
Nah, it's no problem, seriously. But yeah. First, all right, I won't do my intro real quick. So, hey guys, welcome back to KB Wrestling. I'm KB Wrestling, or you can call me Kyle. And currently, welcome back to the show. You've seen him before. It's Mark Adam Haggerty from GTS and all that other good stuff. He's here, and we'll be interviewing him for you guys. So, first, I'll just start off with. So yeah, Mark, you have been on the show before. One time, I saw you at a UFO wrestling event, and that my cousin took me to, and I saw you, and I'm like, I have to have him do my outro.
Dude, I remember you. I 100%. You got your cousin's like kind of famous, right?
Yeah, he's Nacho from Wahlburgers.
Yep. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause I'm from Southern California, but I live in New Jersey, so like I'm not hip to like the Boston celebrity scene, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when I was at that show, like Pat Dillon, the owner, and all that, they were like, "That's not you." I was like, "Oh, whoa, forgive me, oh my god!" But yeah. Man, I do remember you 100%.
All right, hell yeah! All right, so like I said, I've done one other interview before, so I'm kind of amateur at this. But I guess let's go with how did you get into like the becoming a announcer for all these other places, all these wrestling places, and just becoming a wrestling fan in general?
Well, dude, like, I'll answer the second part first, and then I'll give you something else related to you. So first, I grew up a wrestling fan. I always tell people, like, my dad was a wrestling fan, and he had a bunch of VHSs when I was a kid. So I grew up watching, like, the first 5 or 6 WrestleManias just on repeat.
Yeah.
And then I started watching, like, Superstars. I mean, I'm 32, for people that don't know. I look so young, but I grew up, like, like mid-90s, so my wheelhouse is like what is now referred to as the new generation, like that era between Hulk Hogan and the Attitude Era. So like when I first got into wrestling, the first show that I ever saw live on TV was WrestleMania 9. So I mean, I grew up, my favorite wrestler of all time is Shawn Michaels, and now that's like everyone's favorite now, which is kind of annoying. But like, it's like, I wish I had a good one. Like, Mark, who's your favorite wrestler? Steve Corino. But I mean, he's up there for sure, but Shawn's number one. But that's kind of how I got into it. And, like a lot of wrestling fans, I went through phases with it. Like in high school, I kind of fell out of it because, just like, you're trying to live your life. It's not necessarily cool, quote unquote, to like wrestling. Although I see these kids now, like there's like a group, like there's like high school kids now that just don't seem to care. Like they wear their Bullet Club shirts because wrestling is kind of cool again. So
yeah. But
like I grew up like that. But let me tell you, so the way I really like broke into this thing is much the same way you are. And like, like you said, you've only done one interview before. I started in this business just having fun as a dirt sheet writer for a bunch of websites. And then I graduated, I started doing podcasts, and I would interview people. And, I'd make my list of questions, and I'd be nervous. And these were nobodies, let me tell you, dude. They're no, you've never, I could list 5 names. You've never heard of 5 of them, I'll tell you. So, like, but I was still, you're nervous. So that's how I got into it. That's how I kind of, like, started talking. And, like, one thing led to another. And a promotion, I got in contact with a couple promotions. One of them put me on commentary. Another one made me a ring announcer. And, it's the kind of thing where I always say one of the people who guided me early on in my career told me, he's like, when you do this, and this is like inside baseball, like this is honest to God how I've done it, like when you do this, when you set out to make it in wrestling or any kind of entertainment, like, music, comedy, anything, you need to say to yourself, I'm going to dedicate 2 years to this. I'm going to do this for 2 years. I'm going to lose money. I'm not going to make anything. I'm going to have to eat like top ramen for dinner. Like I'm going to be late with my rent all the time, but I'm going to dedicate 2 years to doing this as hard and as as much as I possibly can. And at the end of that 2 years, if it seems like I've been successful, then reprioritize and move forward from there. But if it seems like in those 2 years that you haven't made any progress, maybe start looking at your situation, and it is what it is. I've been very lucky because I took those 2 years. I'll tell you right now, this past weekend, I had the weekend off. It was my first weekend off since 2017. So wow. My thing is you just go hard. And I've been doing this for about 2.5 years now, and it's been successful. So, I might just be your second interview, dude, but just keep doing it, man. Keep doing it, because this is how people do it now. I tell people that, it's not all you gotta gotta know someone that knows someone. You gotta get beaten in by some horrible nobody that never did anything. No, I mean, people are getting into wrestling from all angles now, man. So that's how I did it.
Big time, yeah. That's really cool, and I've told my friends, even my girlfriend, I was like, it's gonna be a grind, but you gotta, if you're passionate about it, you gotta just go at it and keep doing it until eventually you'll finally get your big break.
That's what I'm hoping.
Facts. All right. All right. Do you ever? Actually, no. First, I'll go with what's it like? What was it like doing GTS compared to the other promotion, since GTS is backyard wrestling, or it's on YouTube and stuff like that?
So they're dramatically different, obviously.
Yeah.
YouTube and this is me quoting Grimm, basically. Grimm always says that his show is a comedy show about wrestling.
Yeah.
And that's the way I look at it. The way I look at it, and I say to myself, I say in other interviews all the time, Alec Baldwin, he can be in serious movies, he can win Oscars, he can be taken seriously as an actor, but he can still go on Saturday Night Live and play Donald Trump and have fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I can work for Chikara and Evolve and Battle Club Pro and UFO and all these promotions. I can work in 3 countries and 15 states, but I can still go have fun on Grimm's Toy Show. It's like the Saturday Night Live of wrestling, because we're all playing these crazy characters. I would never in my life say some of the things on GTS that I do but all I'm chasing people around with a crutch.
Yeah.
My thing with GTS is and Grimm knows this, for a while, when they were taking it into the warehouse and everything, and a lot of those guys who are untrained, unfortunately, for lack of a better term, they started to feel we're another indie promotion. And to me, that kind of lost the luster, where it's so you're just having competitive matches, you're doing pay-per-views, you're doing how is this any different than other promotions, except for the fact that a third of the roster isn't trained? So
true.
That, I think, and I've told Grimm, I think that was a bad direction to go, and I think he agrees, because now, they're back outside, which was a creative decision that Grimm made. He wanted to go back to their roots. They're back outside.
Yeah.
And now, if you watch it, it's not 3 however matches. It's not a card anymore so much as it is the storylines around wrestling. For instance, and I'm not giving too much away, yesterday we just recorded a match in the woods.
Yeah.
It was crazy. You know what I mean? So I think now they're really embracing the comedy of it all, and I think that's really what GTS has needed to do this whole time. And also, and I say this, I went out to lunch with a lot of the guys yesterday after we filmed.
Yeah.
The crew of guys that they have right now, first off, they're all trained, so no one's getting hurt, although someone did break their nose yesterday. I can't give any details on that. Total unfortunate accident.
Yeah.
But these guys are trained, they're hungry, they're you know what I mean? So, it's just a great group of people doing really fun stuff. And I love being a part of it. It used to be, because here's my thing, and I'm just going to speak completely plainly. I've gone through 3 cars in my career in 2.5 years. The one I have right now started at 0 miles when I bought it last July. It's got 50,000 miles on it right now. I put 50,000 miles on my car in less than a year, and I drive to Maine, to West Virginia, wherever. And all these fans, they never want to know, like, oh, Mark, how was your trip? All they ever want to know about is Grimm's Toy Show.
Yeah.
And for a long time, it bothered me, where I was like, dude, I'm putting in, like, all this legwork to work for quote-unquote real promotions, and all you care about is this stupid YouTube show. But I've gotten, more mature in my career and more confident in myself. And now, like, I look forward to it every week. Where, like, I wasn't on it I think I was gone for, like, a year and a half.
Yeah.
And then I come back, and now it's, like, I'm bummed when I got a show this Friday. I can't go hang out with these guys, and I'm bummed about, what is that? I'm bummed I got a show. That's crazy. But, the major differences are, like, to sum up your question, GTS is a comedy show about wrestling, and everything else is wrestling.
True. I could definitely see that because Grimm is definitely a hilarious guy, especially when he. Have you ever seen his videos where he's like playing with his action figures and doing the show at the same time?
Oh yeah, dude, he's like a giant child.
Yeah. Oh, I love him. He's awesome.
He's a cool dude. And, Pat Dillon, I'm going to put Grimm on the spot. I don't care. Pat Dillon from UFO wanted to bring Grimm up to UFO, I think, back in February of last year, like 2018. And Grimm just couldn't do it. So I'm trying to bring him up to your neck of the woods, dude.
Oh, I would. If you can get him here, that would be like, that would be amazing. That would be like totally.
I'm trying to. Don't you worry. I'm trying to get him. I'm trying to tell him it's like, dude, it's really not that long. It's like 4 or 5 hours. We could do that.
I mean, if he could make the drive to WrestleManias and stuff, he can make the drive down here.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
Facts. But no, that's definitely all right. That's definitely really cool. And now that I'm on the topic of GTS, just because me and my nephew, we're like totally like we always mark out whenever we know you're about to be on the show. So just for this segment of the interview, could you do a shout out to Little Guppy?
Little who?
Little Guppy. That's my nephew's YouTube channel.
So is it like Lil Guppy, like a rapper, or is it Little Guppy?
Both. Either we say both, so you can say whichever one you want.
All right. Well, obviously, shout out to Lil Guppy, aka Little Guppy, whatever he wants to be called. Because dude, wherever the support's coming from, brother, I definitely appreciate it. So, check that dude out without a doubt. My main man's nephew. That's that dude.
Yeah, fact. He loves you. He marked out because you actually ended up following him on Instagram.
Oh, that's what's up, man. That's all. Oh wait. Oh man, I think. I follow people by accident all the time, I'll tell you. But he's lucky. He got in under the wire. Facts.
All right. So next one would be, do you ever see yourself, say, going to WWE, becoming like a commentator or backstage interviewer or something in WWE?
Yeah. If not, I don't know why I would be doing this.
Sure.
My thing that I tell people, because people ask me all the time, whether it's an interview like this or it's like a wrestler, Brutal Bob Evans, everyone knows him. He's an amazing human being, especially up in the New England area. You guys know him. And he gets in my brain backstage, and he'll ask me questions, and he'll be like, what do you want to do? Why are you doing this? And I'm always taken aback by that question, because it's like, dude, to get signed, like, why else is anyone doing this? And I get that there's people out there that are like, dude, I know plenty of people who are like, let me wrestle because it'll be a good way to stay in shape and it'll be fun to do on the weekends. Bet. Awesome. Totally do that. Have fun. Great for you. Yeah. There's also people out there that haven't made it or did make it and are back on the indies or whatever, and they're not trying to get, it is what it is. But when you're someone like I just described to you, like I spent from August 2016 until this day right now working in professional wrestling full time without any other job. I have spent my entire life dedicated to this, and I've been able to make a living off of it, whether it be from doing these shows or, I run a podcast network. I write for a bunch of websites. I also do commentary for a number of streaming services, one in the UK. So I have put so much into this that if my goal isn't to get signed somewhere, like I'm a psychopath at this point, because that would just be, that would be like, it's like psychological suicide, because like I'm basically backing myself into a corner, and this does sound like if I don't get signed somewhere, it is going to be a major letdown. However, I always look at it like I'm 32, and as an announcer, I could announce until I die.
Sure.
Whereas wrestlers at 32, they have to kind of start thinking like, well, damn, and like, what's my future really going to be,
Yeah.
Whereas me, I could get signed at 40. Like, and I could have a 40-year career after that, for all I know. So
True.
I'm not too worried. Now, specifically, WWE, I'm not brand loyal. I'll be the first to say that.
Yeah.
I don't watch wrestling on TV right now. And that's that's not me saying I don't like the product, because I think everyone's doing a great job. And that's not me saying anything like that. But I focus on my career. Because like when I'm sitting there, if I watch like Monday Night Raw, I'll be like, oh, Dolph Ziggler, cool. I just like my brain goes off into like my own world. So I have no brand loyalty. If AEW wants to sign me, great. Oh. They're signing up all the queers, so they might as well sign me too. If WWE wants to sign me because they need queers, that would be great too. Ring of Honor, I'm not, like I said, not brand loyal. Looking for the next step. That being said, I did just join up with Chikara about a month ago, so
sure.
I'm at least on the right path.
Which is really good. Like I said, whenever I see you, you're just absolutely amazing, and I love the stuff you're doing.
Thank you, dude. I appreciate that, man.
Nah, anytime. All right, now that you actually just said it, I was saving this for the last question, and because I don't really have that much, but I'd say this interview is going great, and for the last final question that I think is going to be a good one, what's it like for you in this industry, in this business, and what's being a part of the LGBT community? What's it like being in the wrestling business and in that LGBT community?
Well, I tell people all the time, without the wrestling business, I probably would have never come out. Because, like I said, I'm 32. I came out at 31. So, pretty recent, and not 100% by my own volition. It was just kind of something that happened, unfortunately, but it was good in the long run. It's really important to me. Another reason why it's important for me to work with GTS is because there are so many kids that watch that show. And I don't just mean like little kids, but I mean, I wrote a statement about this when I first went back, but like elementary, middle, high school, like college kids, like people, there's so many people watching the show. And there's got to be a huge contingent of kids who are going through puberty or whatever. Yeah. And they're thinking like, well, maybe, so it's important to me to be that representation, not only on GTS, but in a number of different places. So that right there is great. So,
sure.
So there's that aspect of it. I also like I said, I never probably would have come out if it wasn't for wrestling, because I was never overly confident. And I think probably people see me because all I do is talk for a living, and I make jokes, and I just, I shamelessly plug myself. And I think people look at me and they're like, that's a guy that just exudes confidence. But not only was I not always like that, but it's a really, really, really recent development. Like within 3 years, it's been a recent, or 2 years, I would say, it's been a recent development. So it's important for me, if there's kids out there and they're like 12, 13-year-old kid who know straight, gay, it doesn't even matter, but they're like, man, how could I ever do something like that? Or how could I ever follow my dreams? I'm so timid or whatever. It's like, dude, I'm proof positive that you can literally do anything, and it doesn't matter how long you wait either, because I didn't break into the business till I was 29 years old.
Yeah.
So there's all that aspect of it. Being gay in wrestling has led me to a lot of really great things. Working with Matter of Pride, which is a really great promotion that runs in New York City and Long Island and up in Providence, Rhode Island, and all over the place.
Yeah.
It's led me to a lot of great friendships with a lot of different people. And, I've got literally hundreds of very good friends in the wrestling business, because that's what, you hear all the like brother stuff, but sometimes it's hard not to feel that way because of the camaraderie. Like anyone that's ever been in like a fraternity or on like a sports team or anything like that, you understand like the closeness that you have with these people when you're working toward a goal, and you're all, it's second to none. So the support that I've received from 99.9% of the people in the wrestling business has been uncannily positive. So it's really been great. It's been wonderful. I think it's been an advantage to me, quite frankly, where some people are like, might think it's a hindrance. There's not too many gay pro wrestling ring announcers, so it definitely sets me apart at least.
True, no, definitely. But no, for me personally, it's like I know you, and that's you're an inspiration, and because literally there's not that many people out there that come out in this business. Literally, the only other two I would ever know, and some people may not even know or remember Darren Young. Came out.
Oh yeah, of course. He's from New Jersey.
Yeah, and then there's the biggest one too, like Pat Patterson.
Oh, of course. I mean, yeah, and the thing is too, that's coming out too. Whereas like, there's so many people that are just already out and proud.
Yeah.
From your Sunny Kisses to your Nyla Rose, who just got signed to AEW.
Yeah.
A lot of people. I have to like search. I'm like, who's out? Who am I allowed to say? But yeah, so it's really great. I think people have this idea where they're like, oh, it's this ultra masculine industry, but it's like, dude, it's entertainment. Like, it's entertainment like any other kind of entertainment. We're actors, basically. It's just that like some of the like actors, circus, acrobatics, like. You think the circus is ultra masculine? No one's ever said that. No one's ever said, "Oh my God, how can you be a gay acrobat in the circus?" It's like it's the gayest thing ever. Like, you know what I mean? So like, wrestling is like the circus. So it's super. It's awesome, dude.
Nah, definitely. You're definitely a strong and awesome. Like you're inspirational, and your work is just. It's just top up there. Like I said, I'm always marking out whenever I know you're gonna be on GTS, or if I know you're gonna be in town or something. Like it's just you're great at what you do, and you're doing a phenomenal job, dude.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
No
really
problem.
Means a lot.
Nah, anytime. But yeah, that's about covers it. That's all the questions I've had, and I think this interview definitely came out very, very well in the way I was expecting it to.
Awesome, dude. If you don't mind, if I can plug a couple things, is that cool?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, obviously, I want everyone to follow me on social media at Mark A. Haggerty. But for anyone like yourself, I have a lot of friends and followers and family and fans, whatever you want to call them, who live all over the world. They watch me on GTS. They're going to listen to me on your show. And it's not everyone lives in New Jersey or the Northeast or the places I perform. I know a lot of people are going to be coming to the Northeast, though, for WrestleMania weekend. So I will say real quick that you guys have several opportunities to see me. April 3rd, I'm at Battle Club Pro for their all-women's show. April 4th, I'm at A Matter of Pride. April 5th, I'm at Chikara and WrestleCon. April 6th, I'm at Uncanny Attractions and the Gay Young Classic. And then on Sunday, WrestleMania Sunday at noon, right before WrestleMania, I'm at Capitol Wrestling. I've got 7 shows, so I hope people come out to see me. And I've got some really weird stuff on GTS coming up, so I hope you guys are ready for that.
Hell yeah, man.
Definitely, bro. Well, thank you for having me, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for coming on the show. I'm glad to have another interview, and it just came out perfectly, in my opinion.
Bro, anytime you let me know, we can do it again. Just anytime you want, I'm here.
I got you. So one more thing, could you just do my outro again?
Yeah, bro, what is it? What do I say? You tell me what to say.
Just say, remember guys, it's YouTube, stay drama free.
Wow, that's such a contradiction. Okay, here we go. This is Mark Adam Haggerty. Remember guys, it's YouTube, so stay drama free.
You heard it, guys, from the man himself. All right, bro. I'll let you get back to your business, and good luck in your future with more commentary, GTS, all that good stuff. And thank you once again.
Thank you, man. Have a great day, bro.
You too, bro. That was it, guys. Mark Adam Haggerty on the channel once again. Interview coming to you soon. So stay drama free, guys.